Good morning, everybody. Sorry my head is down. Sorry about that. Kicked my rocks just as soon as I hit start streaming, so thought I'd get them out of my way real quick. Make sure they're okay. So, and it was a good weekend. It was an incredibly long weekend. I haven't done a 3-day show for a long time, and I certainly haven't done a 3-day show that is, 10, 12 hours long every day. And I really did enjoy it. I enjoyed the time down there, and seeing the people that come back. They come back to the same fairs all the time. And so, good morning, beautiful Freya. So I really enjoyed, seeing those faces again and just checking in, seeing how they're doing. And morning, Sheila. Most of them popped in and said hi to me. They may not have gotten another reading from me. That's cool. They didn't need it. I asked them how they were doing, and they gave me an update. Said, you changed my life. Changed my life. I heard that more than once this weekend. I really did. And it's very, I would like to say that it's very humbling. Morning, Julie Cole. But it's more than that. It's more than that. When somebody comes up to me and says, the reading that you gave me absolutely changed my life. It gave me a whole new perspective. It woke up understanding that I didn't know, and it reminded me of things that I had forgotten. Hi, Julie Lindsay. Hi, Karen. Reminded me of things that I had forgotten. And it changed me so much, and so much for the better. I just want you to know. It makes me want to cry because I think to myself, my God, I can't believe that, and me, I don't remember the messages that I give to the seekers. Seekers are people who come to me seeking answers. So I don't remember the messages that the seekers receive because they're not for me. It's not my message. It's not mine. And so I don't get to keep it. But when they talk to me, I remember their faces. I just don't remember that exact message. But when they start talking to me and I recall, and they let me back in. And so I start seeing again, and I'm like, oh, I remember this. I remember that. But I think to myself, my God, what if the message wasn't positive? Because I hear people say, oh, I went over to this psychic and they said that I had this horrible black attachment and it was sucking my energy dry, and that's why I can't think, and that's why I keep hearing voices, because I've got this energy attached to me and they're all over. And then somebody's going to die, and then somebody else is going to go broke. All the news was terrible. I think I'll go just sit down and quit. Yeah, that's what I would do. If somebody kept giving me bad news when I was getting a reading, I can't imagine giving somebody bad news. I just can't. I mean, I have given spiritual spankings, don't get me wrong, because not everybody is in integrity when they come to get a reading. And if they're not in integrity with themselves, spirit very firmly, but also incredibly, beautifully, gently says, get your ass back on track. Stop doing what you're doing, I don't know. But it does remind me. It does remind me how important the words are that we use. The words that we speak they're so powerful. They have so much power. And I just can't imagine, if the words that I spoke affected such great change in somebody's life, that they feel that it's completely different and so much better. One word could have had the opposite effect, could have taken all that away. So speak gently and with love. And if you have to give a spanking, a verbal spanking, do it with love. Be firm about it, but do it with love. Be gentle with your words. Don't say stupid or ignorant or anything negative. Don't ever do that. And I don't think most of you do. Morning, Nicole. I don't think any of you do. But if you do sometimes, because when we're young, when we're kids, you're so stupid. I'm not stupid. Yeah, you are. Little kid fights. But as an adult to say that to a child, your own child, man, kick your own ass. Or stand still. Let me come do it for you. Just wait, I'll be there. But it does cause me to think. But when I'm in spirit, good morning, Colette. When I am in spirit and when I'm giving messages, and what I always ask for first is what they need to know for their highest and greatest good first. That's the first thing that gets said. And then after that, all the love can come forward. But man, don't ever think I'm going to give you a bad report, as my stepdad would say. Bad report on your life. Because I see firsthand and very, very personally how much our words affect another person's life. Affects how they view themselves. Crazy. We shouldn't have that much power. Who wants to ground? I didn't ground this morning. Afternoon for Colette. Corinne, good morning, love. Hey, yay, Corinne's here. Corinne is in the house. She's up early. Yeah, I heard you're up early. Got some new responsibility on your shoulder. Happy for you for that. Congratulations. You earned it. You really did. Not only did you earn it, but you highly deserve it. I'm very proud of you. Very proud of you. It's a choice well made. So here I am. I got crystals in my hand. A crystal in my hand. I have a crystal in my hand, and I'm ready to ground just a little bit. I just want to ground. I didn't get a chance to do that this morning. I slept in, and it was a long ride yesterday. It was a long ride. Can't see chat. Oh, Colette said she just crossed a spirit over using the pendulum. It was not nasty, just confused. Very well done. Very well done. I'm happy for that. Yeah, that's a good job. Good job. Just crossed a spirit over using the pendulum. Pendulums are powerful. At the event this weekend, I was at the Natural Healing Arts Fair in Springfield, Missouri at the Shrine Temple. And the energy was low. People were happy to be there because anytime you have a big event, and this was a large event, there were over 70 vendors, not huge, but it was a large event. Anytime you get a large group of vendors together, it's kind of like a reunion. I made up, I did that. I am what, Colette? What's Colette trying to say? I am mad up, I did that. Oh, you're excited. I got you. Oh, Colleen said, I am mad up that I did that. Yeah, I would be too. That's awesome. Sorry. I lost track of what I was saying. I did, because I was trying to figure out what does mad up mean. Sorry, Colette, just the lingo. That's all it is, just the lingo. I speak alternative English. Anyway, I want to ground, is what I'm trying to say. I just want to ground a little bit this morning. I want to give thanks. We haven't grounded together for a while. Oh, together. Speaking of group of energy, the weekend. It was, other than the fact that the event was like a giant reunion for a lot of vendors, it was so low. You know, the energy was was very low. And finally, I was talking to English, to my guide English. I'm sorry, I got caught up in chat. I was talking to my guide English, and I said, what are we going to do? We got to get this energy up, because it's just nobody's here. Nobody's coming. And so I started walking with the pendulum, and I got very clearly, and so I started asking, do you want me to go outside and walk around the building and bless the grounds and then come inside and go up every aisle? And he said, yeah, man. So that's what I did. I started outside. I was walking up, and I'm like, do I start here? He said, nope. Went up to the next corner. Start here? Nope. Went all the way over to that far corner and said, kind of blessed the shrine temple, the shrine mosque. It's a big one. Blessed it and just prayed for abundance and loving energy and healing for everybody who came, and then visualized this giant spotlight in the sky. You know, this is the place to be if you want to get healed today. If you want some energy work done, get over here. And so I started out and started walking down, and that pendulum never stopped, and it was spinning so much that I was carrying my arm this way, so that it had all of this room, because when I let my arm down, it was banging into me. It was crazy, and it never stopped. I went all the way around the building, and it was a block. Through the parking lot, up and down every aisle inside. And he never stopped until he was done. And he was done when I got back and blessed my space. Called it good. Yeah. And you know what? Because I pay attention. When I started, the murmur was very low. The readers were reading, but they were reading very quietly, very subdued. Nobody was happy. There was no good energy. It was just, nah. When I sat down in my chair and I just kind of sat there for a second and I waited, the noise level just all of a sudden went whoop. And everybody was talking. Everybody was more excited. They were happier. They had more energy. It felt better. It really did. It felt better. So pendulums are amazing. Amazing. They just show us. They just prove to us that the energy is working, and that the energy that we put forward, our intention, does work. Does work. So what is going on over here? Julie and Colette are conversing about crossing spirits over. Okay, Julie said there's a fair in Des Moines at Adventureland in September. And I was going to be there, Julie. I was going to be there, and I double booked myself. And so I had to go to my pendulum and ask them which fair that they wanted me to be at. And they wanted me to be at the fair in St. Louis. And so I called Dennis, who's putting on the fair. He's such a good guy. Such a good guy. Great hugs. Great hugs from Dennis. But he's having another fair in December. He has fairs just about every month. He really does. He puts on a lot, but there's smaller ones that are in his space, his store. Because he has a crystal store, metaphysical store in Des Moines, I believe. And anyway, he went ahead and moved my seat, because you have to buy your seat. He went ahead and moved my seat to his December Christmas show, his Yuletide show. So, I won't be there in September. I'm going to be in in Bridgeton, Missouri instead, just right outside of St. Louis. So I'm sorry about that, Julie. I really thought I was going to be there, and then September. Colette said that this is the first time she used her pendulum whenever she was crossing spirit over. And yeah, Julie, Colette, excuse me. Like I say, the pendulum just proves to us that the energy is being directed and where it's going. And it also helps us find our path, find our way. I need a drink, excuse me. So I invested in a new thermos. And I'll be honest with you, purple always catches my eye, anything purple. But this one I really liked. I really did. I just like the colors in it. I like the shape. It's comfortable to hold. I went and had the cortisone shot in my hand and in my elbow. And I can move my hand. I can touch my hand again with my thumb. So when my thumb is hurting, I've got a tendon here that keeps pulling. And when it's hurting really bad and when it's not working, I can't bend my thumb so much and I can't grasp things. So this, the way it's graduated, I can at least get a grip on it, not drop it. So let's ground real quick if we can, please. I want to grab something real quick, excuse me. So rude. They're like, don't cross in front of the camera. Never, ever, ever cross in front of the camera. Okay. I'll try not to. I just want to sage a little bit. We haven't grounded for a long time together, so I want to ground. I want to give thanks. Just a reminder. Start this day off right. I don't want to start off all crazy and confused. I got you. Colette says she's got 3 pendulums, tiger's eye, amethyst, and malachite, but the one that she really uses most is malachite. And I like that. Malachite is copper. It's super conductive. Really pulls in the energies. I didn't ever think about using malachite as a pendulum, but I bet I know it's beautiful because malachite's one of my favorite minerals. I'm learning now. I am learning the difference or the correct terms. There's rocks, which are igneous or metamorphous, and there are crystals, which are quartz and citrine, and then there are minerals, which is everything else. Everything else. So if you got anything, if you got a crystal, you got your pendulums, if you want to ground, kick off your shoes, relax, grab your cuppa, sit down, just close your eyes and just kind of ground with me a little bit. Just give thanks for the day, and let's start it off in a good way. Always do your breath work. Just do those cleansing breaths. Helps clear that space. Giving thanks to the Creator for all that there is, for creating me like I am, and in your likeness, so that I can be like you, created one and the same, so that I also can create and manifest. Thank you for giving me this life, and I will always treasure it. Giving thanks to the Mother who is the earth, who sustains all that we are. It is from you that we have every single thing in our world. All the beauty, all the comfort, all of the things gifted from you. Thank you for loving me so much that you surround me with all of your beauty. Giving honor and thanks to my guides, English, Yoshashan, Faye, grandmother, Anya, thank you for standing with me every day. Please allow me to invite you to use me as your vessel, to do your work, to help finish your work in this physical world, to help get out the messages that you need heard, to touch the lives that you need touched. Thank you for using me to complete your good works, to continue to heal. So open my third eye chakra, smooth out my crown chakra. Let me see beyond the words. Open my throat chakra so that I may speak clearly and be well received. Open my heart chakra so I can give all the love that I have to give and be willing to receive it as well. Thank you for that. Open my solar plexus chakra so that family and friends can come together in celebration. Open my sacral chakra so that I can find the passions that I love in my life. And open my root chakra so that I may be grounded to the earth while my spirit soars. Giving honor and thanks to my loving ancestors, my loved ones that have crossed over. Giving honor to the saints, to the angels that guard us and heal us. And giving love and honor and gratitude for the family and the friends that I still have in my life. And above all, thank you for allowing me to be here. And so it is. So it is. Thank you very much for allowing me to do that, to give thanks and to ground. I appreciate that. I know not everybody gives thanks to the earth. I know not everybody regards her as mother, and that's okay. You don't have to. You don't have to. You believe what you believe, and then you stand by that. You know, I believe that the earth deserves our gratitude. And I also believe that it's very, very healing for her when she is giving gratitude and honor. It heals. So, let's pull a card. Let's pull a card. I'm so wiped out. I'm so tired. I didn't even try to put on makeup. And I do have makeup. My husband said, go buy some makeup. So at first I was offended, and then I was like, yeah, he's probably right. So anyway, I am probably going to go back to bed for the next couple of days. So if you don't hear from me, it's okay. I'll be back. No, I won't happen today. I got too much to do. I got to unpack my car yet. Kim Luna, who you may know from Lunch Break with Luna, such a great friend of mine. She is such a cool lady. Man, she went with me this weekend and took some of her elixirs. She makes her own elixirs and sprays, lotions, tinctures. Great stuff. Great stuff. And so she set up her little area, and it was great. It was beautiful. So she was able to sell some stuff. But I was so happy to have somebody to keep me company on that trip. And I don't think I have ever laughed so long or so hard. And I am so surprised that we did not get kicked out of Red Lobster. I am so surprised. But we had a cool waiter and waitress. And although I think that there were some parties around us that didn't appreciate us, they must have thought we were drunk off our ass. I'm not kidding. We were laughing so hard. My whole rib cage hurt, and we laughed for hours. My dear friend Lila met up with us. She just kept having bad luck after bad luck all weekend long. So Saturday we finally connected, and was able to at least meet up for dinner, and then saw her again on Sunday. So I was so happy to see Lila. Lila, if you're with us this morning, good morning to you, and it was great to see you again. But the laughter was awesome. The laughter was awesome. And we talked, my God. If there was anybody else in the car with us, we wouldn't have known it. We'd have never known. So glad it was just her and I. And also the kitten. Kitten was the craziest thing. I don't know if you guys saw on my page or not. I posted up a picture of a kitten he was a big kitten, but he was a young kitten. We were outside on the porch of our motel room, having a cigarette, looking at the moon. We were talking about that big, beautiful full moon, and I started telling her about the story that I told my kids when they were young about the moonwalkers, the moonwalker people. So as I was telling her the story about the moonwalkers, this couple walked by walking a pit bull, big dog, beautiful dog. And, he didn't even nod a head my way. I was just admiring the dog. He was beautiful. So we were looking at them. We were watching them walk by. It was the woman, the dog, the man. And as they passed, on this guy's heel, this cat appeared. I'm not kidding. Pardon me. I know that sounds crazy. I know that it does. But Kim and I were both looking at that dog. We both were talking. We were both watching as this couple walked by, and our eyes were on that spot. And this kitten just walks right on out. And I looked at it and I said, as I was talking, I was like talking about the moon people, moonwalker, moon this, moon that. Where the hell did you come from? Come here, little kitten. And Kim goes, where did he come from? I said, I don't know. But I can't imagine that he just showed up behind a couple walking a pit bull, and that pit bull didn't even see him, because there's no way it couldn't have. It had to have seen him, because this kitten, where we saw it, was kind of towards the middle of this wide driveway. There was a white sidewalk and a bush, and then the face of the next motel row. But it didn't come out of that bush. I mean, all of a sudden, he was there. I was like, man. So he came right over to us, and we started, of course, we picked it up and started loving on it right away. It had a little flea collar on him, but it was so tight you couldn't even get a finger under it. So we cut that little flea collar off, and he's healthy. He was clean. He was getting a little bit on the thin side, though, so I think he'd been missing for a few days from wherever he was. And we tried to find a home or an area that may have come from, but it just wasn't a residential area. It was Main Street. It was Glenstone in Springfield, by Route 66. Glenstone in the corner of Route 66 is a pretty busy area. And it's mostly businesses. There's not a lot of residential there. So it was pretty curious. We looked on Pet Finder and Lost and Found Pets in Springfield, and just whatever pet page we could find, and there just were no pictures or anything for him. So I called Cookie, who was putting on the Natural Healing Arts event, and she said, oh, come on, bring him with you. I just lost my cat 6 weeks ago. I'll take him. So we took him up there. And for whatever reason, Cookie decided that she really wasn't ready to have it. And I guess that's a good enough reason for me right there. She just lost her cat 6 weeks ago that she had for 17 years. I understand she's not quite ready for a new cat. And Luna was like, doggone it. And I can't believe she doesn't want to keep this kitten. Guess I'll have to take it. But it was pretty good. Luna, and I have to give her credit, Corinne. I have to give your mom credit. She does a good job of being that happy coincidence. Her facial expressions, can't hide them. If you're ever not sure what Luna's thinking, just wait. Read her face. She may not exactly tell you, but if you read her face, you will know, without a doubt, exactly what's on her mind. So much fun. But I'm so glad she was able to give the Moonwalker, is what we named him, little Moonwalker, a home. And really, it's just, oh, I can't believe I just broke off. Look at that leaf. That was a big one. He was broken anyway. Dearest you, claim this if it rings true for you. Sometimes it's wonderful to give, but there are times when you might find yourself over-giving. Now might be a good time to check in and see where you might be cutting off the flow of abundance. Let others give to you even if you're more comfortable being the giver. In the art of living, we sometimes overlook an important skill, receiving gracefully and with gratitude without diminishing yourself or trying to deny vulnerability or bringing an agenda of equality to it. Receiving is hard for some people and maybe even you. But remember that you don't need a this for that in your exchange with others. You're doing good in the world. Let the world give back to you. Then you can give up the old stories that have you convinced that you do everything alone with no help and no reward. Let your well be filled and say thank you. We all love you so much. Pardon me. This is Postcards from Spirit by Colette Baron Reed. Get yours today. Go to her website. Go to her website. Go to her YouTube page. Go to her Amazon store. She's got some of the coolest cards, and I really adore Colette Baron Reed. I really think that what she does with her energy work, she helps cross a lot of spirit over. She connects people with lost loved ones, with spirit loved ones. But she works from the heart, and she works with love. And so if you're looking at oracle cards or tarot, go see Colette Baron Reed. Dearest you. Oh, excuse me. Dear you. I get that right. It might be hard to believe that you'll ever get to where you want to go, feel the way you want to feel, and find peace and security. But you can. There's lots to celebrate in this life, but first you need to let go of the attachment to achieving certain results. It's easy to get caught in the endless loop of wanting this or that so you can feel safe. The only way out is to surrender the attachment. Empty yourself so you can be filled with something new. This compulsion will be lifted and peace will come. Trust that something better waits, that something new will open up, and that you'll see new opportunities for fulfillment. The truth is, whenever you get into the loop, what you're really looking for is spirit. That connection is where the power, the peace, and the purpose lies. Everything else follows after that. Give yourself a hug. We've got you. Loving you so much. Oh, let's see. I got to go back up here. Corinne said, I love that kitty. I always gave Mom trouble because she wants to bring every animal home. My husband called me. I want you to know, Corinne, you should watch your words. Because my husband called me and said, you can't let her bring that cat home. Her daughter said she can't have it. And I said, well, you tell that to Kim first off. You let her know her daughter doesn't want her to have a cat and she can't have it because I'm not doing that. I'm not the one. I said, that woman's grown. She pays her own bills. She can have whatever she wants. I'm not the one to tell her she can't. Oh, no. He said, oh, okay. All right. He's actually curled up on her lap. That he is just the sweetest baby. Is he still suckling? So that's what I said. He's a big kitten. He's tall and he's big. His markings look like a Bengal cat, a Bengal kitten. That breed. So when we brought him in and he got relaxed and realized he was safe, man, he was all over the soft parts of your arm or your skin. And he started pushing and he was just searching and started suckling. It was just the sweetest thing. It was very, very sad. It was just kind of like, oh, poor baby. Poor guy. So I hope he gets over that little stage quickly because it's kind of heartbreaking. Kind of heartbreaking. He's been taken away from his mama too young. Julie said she's been watching Colette Baron Reed. She's beautiful, isn't she? Her style and her energy is she just exudes love. She really does. And she's very wise. So, morning, Colleen. Morning, love. Thank you. She's very wise. So I just enjoy, people, I guess, and it's understandable to assume that if you are in a certain genre of work, that you know all about it, right? I mean, you should. You should know all about it. You should know the high people in your industry. You should know the high standards, that are set, or the ins and outs, those who to know. You should at least have an idea. But myself, I don't have a clue who people are. People say all the time, oh, well, you must know so-and-so. I'm like, never heard of them. Well, what about this one? No idea. No idea. There's only a few people who stand out to me because, and this is the truth, I don't seek it out. I don't seek out people who are giving free readings online. I don't seek out paranormal activity because I already know it exists. I don't know. I don't know why. I don't know why. I don't go to other websites and see how other people do what they do, what kind of energies they use. But I think more truthfully, I'm just like you guys, I just want to watch people who interest me and just, and that's all I do. So I don't know. I'm far too interested in ancient archaeology and ancient history. I'm far too interested in ancient history, and that's the truth. I watch Ancient Aliens all the time. Love that show. I've always watched it since it began again, and I watched it back in the 70s when Leonard Nimoy was doing the original Ancient Alien series. But I didn't watch it to ask the question, are they there? Because just like ghosts and the other side, I know it exists. I know they're there. So that's not the question. I want to know what are they trying to teach us? What messages did they leave for us? Show me the glyphs, the petroglyphs, the hieroglyphs. Show me the stories. Teach me why they were here and what they came to share. That's what I want to know. I want to know what's the hidden truth. Were there really giants in the earth? I want to know the hidden things. I don't want to know the things that we can see, that we consider to be reality, because I don't think what we see is always reality. Not what we hear, not what we see, sometimes not what we think. It's not always the real truth of what's going on. We get tricked. We get sidetracked. And we get the wool pulled over our eyes. And we don't want to admit that. We really don't. We don't want to think that those who are in power are writing the histories so that certain aspects of government or life or countries are reflected in a certain light. We don't want to think that our government lies to us and covers up things. This Area 51 crap. You know, I mean, the government's got a lot more bullets than there are people wanting to invade Area 51, really. And they're still pretty serious about it. I guess there's still about 500,000 people who are still very serious about getting together and invading Area 51. What are they going to do about it? Kill us all? Well, you know what? They're probably going to kill you. You know, so that's the way I look at it. That's the way I look at it before I go breaking any serious laws. How much do they want to keep that stuff a secret? How much do they want to protect their interest? See you later, Corinne. Blessed day for you, girl. You know, how bad do they want to keep that stuff a secret? Because if they're willing to use deadly force to keep it a secret, I'm not showing up because I'll be the one that gets killed. I'm the one that's slow. I'm the one that wants to stand there and have a conversation with you, you know, and try and work things out. Although every now and then I'll say, can you run? And how fast? Because you got to catch me first. And then I go. So this blue keeps popping out at me, this blue card. There are very few blue cards in this deck, really. Most of them are earthy colors. Yellows, browns, just earthy colors. Some greens thrown in. But I think this is the brightest blue card. And every now and then it really, really just jumps out at me. Dearest you, we're a chatty bunch over here, always talking about how to support you in your life's journey. We communicate to you through the language of oracles, dreams, signs, metaphors, and omens. In your life on earth, however, clarity in your communication is essential to being understood. You don't speak in symbols, and if you did, you would definitely confuse things. Right now, you're facing a situation in which you're being asked to have integrity, be clear, learn how to ask for your needs to be met. And the first step is to admit out loud that you have needs. The second is to ask out loud for those needs to be met. And the third is to allow the other person, organization, or even us to answer you. When you follow these steps, you can definitely expect an answer. In your favor, affirmative, we say. Loving you so very much. Loving you so very much. Ask out loud. So what's going on? Oh my gosh. We got to see what's going on over here. Hang on. Oh, nice. Yo, what's happening? I've seen you, your little sister there with Twitch channel. Thank you. I always think this song Monday on Monday mornings. I get new. It's Monday, simply the best dream. I'm about to design banners, icons, overlays for your stream. Awesome. Works for me. Love that. Colette says, I love investigating places in the UK. I like to find out about spirits that are there, what happened to them. And I know there are just some spirits that just want to tell their story. And I love going to old buildings and castles, etc. You know, I think if I were to get involved in some kind of a paranormal investigation, I would also want to go with the mindset of helping whoever wants to cross over. And yeah, I do. I believe that they're scared. A lot of them. Confused. A lot of them. By the way. Nice. Thank you. By the way, I love that. That's funny. Thank you. Thank you very much. So I am, you know what? It's about that time of day. Everything's moving on, moving on, moving on in life. And the hour's moving along with it. So guess I'll pop off of here. I just want you guys to know how much I love you. I want you to have a beautiful day. And my wish for you today is just peace. Find peace in your heart over whatever it is that's troubling you. Find peace in your mind. Because really, when you're not at peace in your body, your mind, or your spirit, we're a jumbled up mess. We put off all sorts of energy, and it's always crazy, erratic, uncontrolled energy. Once you have your mind calmed down and centered, when you start feeling like that too, when you start feeling that jittery, off balance, itchy, bitchy feeling, just take a second and take a few deep breaths, conscious breaths. Breathe in as deep as you can and blow out all the air you can blow, and just keep blowing and blowing and blowing until you don't have any more left. And then take that other deep breath. And what you're doing is you're pushing out all that stale, crappy air, all those little stress bubbles that we catch every day. You're blowing them out and you're letting them go, and you're refilling with this beautiful, calm air. So do that. Do that. Just breathe. Let it go. Center yourself. Get yourself back into balance. Shake it off. And then move on. Move on. Don't let it stop you. Sheila Littmeyer, have a beautiful day yourself, my friend. Colette, have a great day. I hope your evening is beautiful. Go enjoy the sunset and find that peace. Love to you all. Thanks for hanging out with me.